And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to helping you win in any marketplace. We're going to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to educate and engage to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
And we'd love for you to save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. Don't forget our number. Bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. You can find links to all of our expert contributors. Their contact information's there. You can submit an email form that comes directly through to myself and my team. A lot of great information. You can see our previous shows, and we want to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. That is the goal of our show. It's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Kelly Oliver back in studio. Welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Yes. Awesome. Good stuff. What do you want to talk about today?
Oh, I think we're going to talk about partnerships today.
Partnerships. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And the do's and don'ts?
The do's, the don'ts, the what do we just get ourselves into?
Yeah, big decision. It's a marriage in a sense, in the business sense. Yeah, the business world.
Totally true. And a lot of times people don't recover as well through a dissolution of a business partnership as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The legal ramifications of partnerships, that's something that Mr. Mark Albrechta might have a little bit to know about as well. Attorney Mark Albrechta also in studio. Welcome in, sir.
Glad to be back again.
Yes, sir.
And we got some new laws coming into effect on Monday.
All right.
I wanted to talk about that a little bit.
I love the updates.
And then depending on how it goes, maybe get into a little bit of a lawyer's perspective on what's happening in the swamp, also known as DC.
Drain the swamp.
With a couple different things that are happening.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's like a soap opera. It really is nowadays. It's a glorified soap opera when it comes to this party, that party, the confirmations, what the guy did in high school. But hey, the difference with this show is we're going to tell you something good. We're going to tell you things that are going to happen to help you live a better life, help you avoid a lot of the commission-based advice that's so prevalent out there, and make you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. That is our goal. And WholeBodyFuel.com, we want you checking out our friends over at WholeBodyFuel.com. Chef-prepared meals conveniently delivered directly to your home or office. WholeBodyFuel.com. Brian Adamo is the chef. Kevin is the support staff. Look, great team over there. They are excellent at what they do. These meals are delivered to your home or office, and they are literally teasing the taste buds every day with all types of excellent food, natural proteins, organic veggies, and they've got the world famous protein donuts. These things are awesome. You got to check them out. WholeBodyFuel.com. Check them out. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives. And we have a hot listing here on the beach. I want to tell you about this one now. 1370 Gulf Boulevard, powered by PlatinumMVPRealty.com. 1370 Gulf Boulevard, unit number 401, Clearwater Beach. Bella Rosa condo, right on Sand Key. End unit right on the beach, directly on the beach, just reduced down to $1,149,000. Beautiful property. Great opportunity to buy here in gorgeous Tampa Bay. All right, let's jump right into it. Kelly Oliver in the house. Business loans, helping people understand more about the business climate. We've had some great conversations about, the kind of prognostications of where we see the economy going. And you brought in that great content from an economist that you heard from last time. But so today you want to talk about partnerships.
Yeah, well, as the economy starts to grow and we see people that, get a little egotistical about their business.
Oh, yeah. Some of those out there.
Yes. And they say, you know what, I can go out and do this on my own. I don't need you, right? So what got started as a great business relationship, and even as they're depending on each other, often will end in some we're going to go our separate ways conversation. And in the way that that impacts business loans, right? So that's really what I want to tie it back into, because I've seen a lot of them come through in the last week or so. I've got 3 of them sitting on my desk right now where they're
Wow.
Partnerships. They're great partners at the beginning, and then somebody got mad about something, and they didn't talk about it in advance before they got to where they're at.
Bingo.
And now they want to, we're going to part ways.
Yeah.
And so what happens is one of them will make a decision. I'll get the phone call from the very first I went out person.
The first contact?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And they often don't tell their business partner that that's what they're planning to do.
Wow.
So that puts challenges on the financing side.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously what they want to do is they want to finance the structure to buy out their business partner. And we have to talk a lot about how to get the financials and the information, and for them to have a coaching conversation with their business partner so that they're able to structure a deal and walk away without really harming either of the parties through this dissolution.
Yeah, that's one of those things on the, the front side of these agreements. Sometimes people just kind of jump into things a little bit too prematurely. So, what would be your advice on the front side of that? Have more written agreements. The operating agreement needs to be pretty airtight.
Oh yeah, operating agreement. Even in a dissolution, and I'm sure our attorney friend here, Mark, will tell us all about that. But because I don't have any advice as far as that is. But those are documents that we need to have to help fund, create the funds, because, when we're doing a fund for a loan for a business, we're looking at their financial structure, we're looking at their legal structure, we're looking at their personal financial capabilities as well. So it's the whole package of all the pieces. And when one of those links in the chain are broken, then it makes it a harder deal to fund, right? And then, the harder the deal is to fund, the more expensive it gets. Doesn't mean we can't do it.
Yeah.
Just means it gets a lot more expensive, because we can't go to a traditional bank or lender to do the deal. We'll have to go to alternate financing in order to do the deal.
Yeah, the cost of funds, the deposit or the down payment amount may increase, may be more substantial.
Right.
There's because it all boils down to risk reward.
That's right. And from a lender's perspective, they always want to know. The lenders that I work with, they're not out to take advantage for anybody.
Right.
What they really want to know is, when can you pay me back, and do you have the abilities to pay me back?
That's right.
That's what they really want to know.
Yeah.
And there's a cost to do that service. So the higher the risk, the more the cost is going to be.
Correct. Yep. If you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Kelly Oliver here, business loans available to you, business loan solutions. And it's different when you're talking about business loans. There's different types of entities, partnerships, the different characteristics there. With a traditional real estate loan, it's the 3 C's. It's the income is the capacity, the collateral is the property. Most of the time, it's a single family home or condo, vacant land, and then you have the credit. So those are your 3 C's. Pretty more simple, straightforward when it comes to those 3 C's. But in business, it's a little bit different.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if your business relationship and your marriage are kind of all tied in together, we got to peel all those
Coat
pieces
hangers.
apart. Oh my gosh.
Pile of coat hangers.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's important too. We talk about this on the show as an overall financial blueprint. Making sure that your CPA is talking to your attorney, is talking to your lender, because there's so many pieces that if you do one thing, it's going to affect the other.
It's true. And we get a lot of do-it-yourselfers, the DIY people that got into business with their partner. They all good intentions always. And then they're missing those key pieces because they didn't build relationships with their attorneys, their CPAs, the professional services that would help protect them from some of the outcomes that, the not so happy outcomes.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of planning goes into place. And I think don't let the confirmation bias people. This is for people more like getting into a relationship, getting into a partnership. You hear the story of Blockbuster and different companies. They denied it. They did this internal report, and it's amazing how your internal report a lot of times will confirm what the executives already thought, which they thought that, people love to come down and leave their home and come shop the videos and open up the case and read the thing on the, and then they love to that random. It was interesting. They said they love that random running into a neighbor, right? Okay, that's good with some neighbors, maybe not the other. And then they would love to buy their snacks and their popcorn on the way out. They really like the experience of going down to Blockbuster. Yeah. And then the flip side of that is, well, I love the experience of hitting one button in my bed as I'm, watching Netflix, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge that business owners have a lot of times.
It is. And, someone will step out. They've got a great idea. The other business partner doesn't really want to back it or support it, so there's a thousand reasons why, probably more, of business partnerships to dissolve. Yeah. And then for someone to come in and want to get a business loan. What we really just want to help communicate to everyone who is in a business, if you're thinking that your relationship with your business partner is struggling in any way, always have conversation first. Yes. Right? Try to work it out. If you can't, make some determinations of how you're going to get it concluded.
That's the key. What's the website, Kelly?
www.blsfunds.com.
blsfunds.com. Awesome. Excellent stuff. Kelly Oliver, our expert contributor in all things business loans, business financing, funding. Reach out to her. She's the expert in the area. Been doing it a long time. All right, stay with us right here. When we come back, we have our feel-good story of the week, and attorney Mark Albrechta is going to let you know of some of these new laws that are going to be impacting you and your life. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
Once upon
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com for all of your real estate needs. Also a published author, professional speaker. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. Kind of the prequel to our business we just launched with UFC Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock, WWF legend. Ken Shamrock turned businessman. Also Des Woodruff. Really excited about that business. Check out bgca.co if you want to see what we're up to. bgca.co. And we're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. Of course, that is our goal. We have a feel-good story of the week coming up, and we also want to give a shout-out to Bilmar Beach Resort over on Treasure Island, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Bilmar Beach Resort, located on Gulf Boulevard in Treasure Island, is recently renovated and filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. The Bilmar Beach Resort has been one of the most sought-after destinations in the Treasure Island area for years. And check them out, whether you're having a wedding, a business outing, a company trip, anything like that. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives. And please support our show partners. We really appreciate that. All right, so we've got attorney Mark Albrechta here in studio. And Mark Albrechta talking about some new laws that are going to be coming out. I really appreciate the updates here.
Well, and I tell people that I practice law, and they say, well, when are you going to stop? I say, when they stop changing the laws. Yeah. And so we get new laws coming in throughout the year after the legislature comes out of session, and after their 60-day session, laws come into effect, and they take effect generally around July 1st, but occasionally they come in September 1st or October 1st. Of course, the big thing that comes in October 1st is the budget for the state. Okay. So that's the biggest thing. But a couple of them were significant this year was the change in workman's compensation benefits for firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and emergency medical technicians, which allows them to now claim benefits for ptsd. Which they hadn't been able to do. And under the new law, the emergency responders who have witnessed the death of a minor or witnessed a death that involved grievous bodily harm of a nature that shocks the conscience, and those are the language out of the statute. Wow. They can file a workman's compensation claim for lost wages. So, and I know I've seen some of the stories over the last year or so where some of those firefighters and emergency responders have really suffered from whatever they witnessed.
Yeah, I've heard about this one, and I think it's a good start, but we didn't go far enough on it. I don't think, what if a teacher teacher or principal, somebody, they're not covered in this new law, correct?
As far as I know, they're not, and that's another issue. But the immediate problem was there were some emergency responders who couldn't work because of what happened, and now you're in a serious problem. Yeah. There's another one that's important to the animal lovers out there, and that's called Ponce's Law. Okay. And this is named after a puppy that was beat to death by its owner. Oh. And this one allows the judge to bar people convicted of the animal cruelty from owning pets. Now, this is new. Yeah. Barring the owning of pets. Yeah. So that part is a major change in the law. Then the legislature also increased the severity of the ranking of animal abuse-related crimes, which then increases the likelihood of going to jail. And the reason why that's important is since 1985, we've had sentencing guidelines, and they're broken into 9 categories. And the larger the number of the category, 1 to 9, the more likely you're going to end up with a prison sentence more quickly. So in a category 9, which is the catch-all, it's easier to get a prison sentence with less in your background than it is under a category 1. Right. So, and the reason why I say this is because I was in the public defender's office when these came into effect. So I spent a lot of time dealing with them when they first came in back in 1985, these sentencing guidelines. So
How about bringing public caning to America?
Well, we don't do that anymore. They think.
How about a good old country, whooping?
Yeah, I think they consider that cruel and unusual punishment anymore.
Oh, okay.
But any event, there's some others that are of note, and this one's important. House Bill 55 allows people buying guns to use credit cards now to pay for the background check, which they weren't allowed to do before. So this is good. This makes it a little bit easier for people buying guns. Obviously, Second Amendment in play. House Bill 135, which is interesting, allows people to voluntarily identify themselves as deaf or as hearing impaired when they register their vehicles. And this one was brought up by a Tallahassee police officer whose son is deaf, and it's intended to prevent communications issues with deaf drivers that could inadvertently lead to nasty confrontations. And you've seen this kind of thing where they don't understand either because of language barriers or whatever, and then they're not responding to the commands.
So they're pulled over.
Right.
And
that escalates because the police think that they're being totally disrespectful and ignoring them.
Yeah.
And so this would be a way to avoid that kind of problem. House Bill 523 increases the penalties to a third-degree felony for people who trespass on airport property to injure other people, damage property, or impede the operations of the aircraft. And we've had some instances where people have gone onto airport property to do damage. And so this is in response to that.
Wow.
Apparently there was an issue in 2014 at the Orlando International and Tampa International and Miami International where people were doing that. Jumping on the property and doing damage for whatever reason. But and then the last one that I wanted to mention was House Bill 961. This one's interesting. I don't know that's a great impact, but it's interesting because it allows businesses such as bars to receive up to 10 cases of branded glassware. That is 24 glasses per container. It allows them to receive 10 cases of that branded glassware a year from the brewers or importers. So this was obviously something that was very important to the legislature that they had to spend time.
Gee, something like a kickback or something. Well, you only get 10 cases of your free mugs from whichever beer.
Apparently they were prohibited from doing it. But the supporters...
But they give them signage too. All the signage and stuff.
Supporters of they call it the beer glass bill, maintain that the change would allow small businesses to save on the cost of glassware.
Okay. See that.
But the craft brewers opposed this, arguing that it would allow a small number of brewers who could afford the costs of the glassware to flood the market with that company branded glassware. So this was
that's your Anheuser, the big boys.
Bush and all of those people. Those are the kind of things that come in. I think the things that are most important probably to a lot of your listeners would be the PTSD workman's comp situation with the emergency responders.
Yes.
The Ponces law for the animal owners.
Ponces law.
And then the bill that allows you to use your credit card to pay for your background check. Those are probably the ones that are going to affect people most.
What about, was there anything that was more related to the schools?
Not coming into effect October 1st.
Not yet, but there's probably stuff in the works.
Right. As you know, earlier this year, after the Parkland shooting, they required all the schools to have a trained, security armed personnel. So we had the Guardian program that was in effect, and the people were being trained over the summer to get ready for fall. So some of that has already been dealt with as far as school security goes.
Okay.
Obviously, there's complaints out there that there's, funding's an issue with the schools. I think it's always been an issue. And, of course, our schools are funded by property taxes. So,
what about lottery tickets?
Well,
where does that money go?
The lottery was created to help fund the schools, too. And the complaint has been by some people is that you've now shifted the weight of that onto the lottery, and then you've pulled back from some other sources, and so you're kind of balancing it on the backs of the lottery players versus the property owners. So those are some of the things that and people should pay attention to this because it does have an impact. And the other thing that might if you do have hearing impairment, you know, you want to take advantage of that law. To designate that so that when they check your registration, it'll show up and they'll say you have that impairment.
Right.
And
That's
then
important.
the police will know that they need to communicate in a different way with you. And it comes back to what I've said for a long time, that when you are confronted with the police or law enforcement,
right,
your best response is to be respectful and to comply.
Absolutely, man. Drop the windows down.
Right.
If you got dark tint, put your hands where they can see them. You know, turn the music off. That goes without saying. But yeah, respect law enforcement. You know, there's such a trend against that. You know, oh, I'm going to try to prove this guy wrong on a camera phone and, you know, stand up for my rights.
I can tell you, I've been stopped a few times.
Yeah.
And I don't even tell them I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
I just say, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
That's
you
right.
know, here's my license. Here's my registration. I don't get into a dispute with them. If you have an issue, take it up to the higher level after the fact.
Yeah.
You know, stay alive.
Thank them for their service and move on with your day. Absolutely. Yeah. Attorney Mark Albrechta, where can they find you at? What's your website?
www.malbrechtalaw.webs.com. So malbrechtalaw.webs.com is the website.
All right, good stuff. All right. Stay with us when we come back. More from our expert contributors here. And we're going to talk about the stand-up invasion, Gasparilla invasion coming up as well. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Trisha up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm also a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. And check out Platinum MVP Realty for all your real estate needs. We are recruiting agents to our team right now, of course, and we're always looking for sellers looking to sell their properties. And I've got a hot property listing here in South Tampa. This is 103 South Havana Avenue in South Tampa, 5 bedrooms, 3-bath property, just reduced down to $525,000. Beautiful property. Excellent investment opportunity, perfect for an Airbnb, and it's a great location in South Tampa in the Plant High School District. Hot property listing here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And I want to give a shout out to Curry Leaves Restaurant, Indian Cuisine on Kennedy Boulevard, just across from the Intercontinental Hotel, right there at Kennedy and West Shore intersection, pretty close to that. Curry Leaves Restaurant, excellent food, very friendly staff. Say hello to Saji and the management team. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we're back here in studio, and we have 2 special guests in studio today. Melissa Trinidad, welcome in.
Thank you very much.
And her business partner, Bridget Donovan. Welcome in.
Thanks, Brandon.
Excellent. So, so we've got some cool stuff to talk about here. We've got some ground to cover. So we've got the Gasparilla invasion, the SUP invasion, stand-up paddleboard invasion coming up. And also we have a charity that we're going to talk about here, Spring of Tampa Bay. What a great charity. What a great group they are.
Yes, they do a lot of good in the community. So just a little bit of background about Bridget and myself. We operate a company called Holy Fit. We're a fitness solutions provider. We offer wellness consulting, personal training, group training, on-site, online, and outdoors.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
What are you seeing out there? What are a lot of people, when it comes to fitness, like they're wanting to be out and active? I think it's, for me as an ex-football player, I'm just tired of the heavy weights, and I'd rather do something that's going to be more plyometric style, get out there and move around, and getting out there moving.
Yeah, I think that's a big element of fitness and the draw to that. One of the things that I found, or that we've found, that's a really big draw in the community are community-based events. Okay. So that's why we support things like the Spring of Tampa Bay and their Paddle for Peace.
Yeah,
and
I like it.
Paddleboarding specifically, when we're talking about, you said getting out there, getting outside, I think all of us need a break.
Yeah.
And paddleboarding provides an opportunity to be outdoors, take some respite from our office work, our computer work, and really spend time with people on the water. It's a great relaxation, and we all need that. And the Spring of Tampa Bay has this annual event coming up. It's one of their major fundraisers, and we're very excited. It takes place this Saturday.
Nice.
And we like to spread the word and share some awareness of what the Spring does for the residents of Hillsborough County.
Yeah, domestic battery, right? Domestic.
Right.
Yeah.
The Spring of Tampa Bay has been around since 1977, and they're Hillsborough County's domestic violence center. So they provide programs for victims of abuse, both children and adults. And actually, one interesting fact about the Spring of Tampa Bay is that they were the first domestic violence center with an accredited public school on site.
Wow.
So they have Peace Village. It's an apartment complex. There's actually 1 in 4 women in the U.S. end up in a domestic violence or experience domestic violence sometime in their life.
Wow.
So that's, a lot
significant.
It's significant, exactly. And what the Spring of Tampa Bay offers are a range of free services to the community. When it comes to their shelter, they have 174 beds in the shelter. They've helped over 160,000 women who've called in with their experiences. But they provide shelter and safety and hope and renewal in a time that's, obviously highly stressful for people.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for our listeners out there, if there's someone that or love or care about that's in a situation, I think a lot of times people don't even understand the resources that are available for them.
And one of the great things about the Spring of Tampa Bay is that they provide a 24-hour crisis hotline. So if anyone's listening out there, that number is 813-247-7233. And let me repeat that because it's a really important phone number. Their 24-hour crisis hotline, 813-247-7233.
Yeah, that's great. Reach out. And there's going to be people out there, I think, you're not stuck in that position. If you or a loved one is in that position, I think you have to understand that there's people and resources available to you, and they want to help. That's what they do.
Exactly. And, if there's people out there listening that just want to support the spring and the cause and what they do for the community, this Saturday's Paddle for Peace is the way to do it.
All right. That sounds fun.
Yeah. You can bring your kids out. We're going to be at Waterworks Park. Registration on site is at 8 a.m. But, anybody can go online to peaceinpurple.org and buy tickets or donate to support the cause. But this Saturday, bring your kids, bring the family.
Even bring your pet. Waterworks Park has a great dog park area. And actually, one of the programs that the Spring supports is their pet program. So oftentimes, victims of domestic violence won't leave their situation because they don't want to leave their pet behind. That's one of their family members. So the Spring has a really wonderful program where they will provide support to these victims and offer shelter for their animals, whether it's a dog, snake. I mean, it's not limited to just dogs and cats. They have a wide, offering to help people. So the pet program is just one of the services that you can support by participating in the Paddle for Peace this weekend.
Yeah. So Paddle for Peace, what exactly is this? You're bringing your paddle board there and everybody's...
Yeah, so if you have a paddle board, a kayak, a canoe, bring it down. Right now, tickets are $40.
Okay.
So for individuals, $10 for kids. But there are also paddle boards to rent. So, you don't have to be an experienced paddler to take part. A lot of people think, I don't know how to do that. That's okay. There's going to be a lot of people out at the park that day. We're going to do a fun opening.
Yes.
You can hear about news from the Spring at their 9 a.m. opening remarks. And then everybody can take a nice peaceful paddle down the Hillsborough River from Waterworks Park to Curtis Hickson. There's 3 different distances that a person can choose. So you can just go a gentle half mile, you can go a mile and a half, or you could go 2 miles.
Very cool. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. It's a great sport, isn't it? The stand-up paddleboard.
Oh, yeah. Stand-up paddleboarding is a great activity.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take it on as, vigorous exercise, or it could be something very peaceful and just being out in nature. But also, in regards to the Paddle for Peace this weekend, you don't have to be on the river, actually, to enjoy it. There's going to be so much fun at Waterworks Park. There are going to be a variety of vendors. There's going to be a kids zone with crafts and face painting and a lot of great food and beverage out there.
Yeah.
And we'd like to give a big shout out to their river sponsors of this event, which is the Tampa Bay Times, as well as Suncoast Credit Union.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. One thing I've found about living in Tampa for quite a while now is that it seems like the community turns out to support the different charities. I was the MC for the Wine, Women, and Shoes event with Children's Cancer Center, and just all the different events they're doing, the gelatin plunge with the, those guys, all the, Tampa really turns out to help and support. So we really hope they'll support this one here, this Saturday coming up, Waterworks Park. $40 for adults, $10 for children.
Right.
A lot of things to do in the park. You don't have to be on a paddleboard or a canoe.
And there's also an option to be a virtual paddler. So if you would like to participate but aren't sure about getting on the water, you could go to peaceinpurple.org and register to be a virtual paddler for $20.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of ways to donate, to support. If you can't get there, you can still be a part of helping people who need shelter in Tampa.
Yeah, that's great. If you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Melissa Trinidad here in studio, Bridget, Donovan as well. And they own together a company called Holy Fit, helping with corporate wellness. So that's kind of your day job, right? So you're doing, and now you're doing all this charity work. I mean, you guys are busy, huh?
You got it. Well, it's important to support. I think, we started our business both really grounded in our community and grounded in some shared values about our family and our community and fitness and wellness. And it's important to us to support meaningful programs in the Tampa Bay community, and the Spring is one of those.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the Spring they do a great work. How many people, on their team over there at the Spring, would you guess? How many employees or, people do they have? Any idea?
Yeah, I think it's probably around 40. That's kind of a guesstimate.
30 to 40.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a relatively small organization. They need help.
Yeah.
They need resources.
Yeah, it's a small organization that makes a big impact.
Yeah.
So, we would appreciate your support and your participation. Last year this is the second annual Paddle for Peace. And last year it was such a wonderful event. We had such a strong turnout. We had 275 paddlers on the river, and It was such an amazing sight. And as everyone here in the Tampa Bay community knows, that the Riverwalk is such a hot spot in the urban core right now. And to activate all the parks along the Riverwalk, we launched from Waterworks Park, and that's another community element that we're so passionate about. We're combining our love for stand-up paddleboarding, supporting an organization that does such social good, and then being in the community at Waterworks Park. We're very excited about this.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Stay with us here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk more about this awesome event and spend more time with our expert contributors here today. And when we come back, we have a feel-good story of the week as well. Michael Jordan donates $2 million to Hurricane Florence victims. And stay with us right here, Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to ConsumerQB.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by Platinum MVP Realty. Check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com and check out a lot of our, do a search online there at PlatinumMVPRealty.com. You can search your MLS, find out real estate properties. You can do a CMA, a comparable market analysis, kind of value any properties that you own. And of course, you can see our listings as well, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. And our feel-good story of the week. Every day, we're going to tell you something positive here in our Tell Me Something Good segment here.
Tell me something good.
All right, so you got to take care of home. Michael Jordan donates $2 million to Hurricane Florence recovery, and Michael Jordan has made the largest individual monetary contribution to Hurricane Florence recovery efforts with a $2 million donation. Jordan, who was raised in Wilmington, North Carolina, donated the money to the American Red Cross and the Foundation for Carolina's Hurricane Florence Response Fund, with each organization receiving $1 million. He's quoted as saying, "You've got to take care of home." He told the Associated Press, I know all of those places, Wilmington, Fayetteville, Myrtle Beach, New Bern, Wallace, which is where my father is from. So quite naturally, this hits home. And I felt like I had to act in a sense that it was my home. So good stuff. Feel good story of the week. Michael Jordan coming out of his pocket there, $2 million.
Right.
Wow, not bad.
Yeah.
Way to go, Michael.
Did he make the billionaire list? Is he up there? I can't remember if he made the billionaire list.
I would be surprised if he wasn't.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, with all the
couple pairs of
endorsements
shoes out there. Yeah.
Lots
Air
of
Jordan?
Yeah.
Something I've heard of.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, and that's taking you back to like the early 90s, I think, right? So he's been stacking those bills for quite a while.
Got to be like Mike.
Yeah, like Mike. That's right. What it's such a cultural, icon almost too when you think about the way that it was
definitely.
kind of, Jumpman is in the songs now, Jumpman, pretty cool stuff. So, all right, so we're back here in studio. We're going to help you win. And that's the goal of our show here, Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you, with an empowering message. We want to help you understand more about your buying decisions. We have 80 show partners, CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys, all types of businesses represented, where the goal of the show is to help you understand more about your buying decisions, make you more street smart here as a consumer advocate. And today we're talking about charity. We're talking about a really cool event coming up this weekend. In studio, we've got Melissa Trinidad and Bridget Donovan. And we're talking about the SUP invasion, the Gasparilla invasion, stand-up paddleboard invasion, that is.
Yes, so the Gasparilla Stand-Up Paddleboard Invasion is an event that Bridget and I host. Going into next year's event, it'll be our 5th annual Gasparilla Stand-Up Paddleboard Invasion. And we want everyone to make sure to save the date for that, because that will be on May 4th of 2019 from Waterworks Park.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's never too soon to start getting ready for it either.
Yeah.
So unlike the Paddle for Peace, which is this Saturday, that benefits the Spring of Tampa Bay, our event, the Gasparilla SUP Invasion, is a race. We do have various categories for racing. We do have an elite division, a recreational division, a kids division, and we are really pushing our teams. It's a lot of fun competition. Cool. We've got a great racers village on the park at Waterworks Park, and a lot of surprises in store for next year. So make sure you tune in to the next time we're on the show with
Brandon.
One's
a race. That one's a race.
Yes,
a race.
Okay.
That one is a race. But the Paddle for Peace this weekend, as you were saying, empowering your listeners. It is empowering event this weekend to help stop domestic violence.
Yeah, that's a big, our society, we've come a long way. We've come a long way. There's a lot of good things we've done. But domestic violence, the statistic you said earlier was 1 in 4 that women are eventually going to face some type of domestic violence. That's too high.
It is, yeah. And it's, they're isolated in that moment. So really what the Spring does by providing a 24-hour crisis hotline, anybody, even men or women, can call, and put together a safety plan, help them put a safety plan together for you and make a plan to get out of that situation.
Let's give that hotline number out again. I've got it written here, 813-247-7233. 813-247-7233, and that's the crisis hotline. So anybody out there that's feeling threatened or has this type of situation, they could just call that number.
Absolutely. And the Paddle for Peace happening this Saturday is raising funds to support programs like that. In fact, there's 2 other programs. Melissa talked about the PET program.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's 2 other programs that the Paddle for Peace supports. One is around health and wellness. The Spring has a health and wellness champion that goes out into the community and goes out to businesses and trains them, particularly medical professionals. They'll go out and train medical professionals on how to recognize the signs of domestic violence and how to respond to them.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
wow. So
they do that. They'll come out to any workplace and discuss with that company, do they have the kinds of protocols in place to protect their employees? Because sometimes what we might think would be an innocent phone call might actually be putting someone in danger.
Right.
So they have the expertise to share with community businesses, and they do that. And then the other program is the prevention team.
Okay.
Yes, and that's a teen advocacy group. So for the prevention team, it's all about preventing domestic violence and teen dating. So part of the Paddle for Peace this year, we do have a teen advocacy group that goes out into schools and educates teenagers about the domestic violence and how to prevent that and recognize that.
Because teen dating violence goes on too. So
Sure.
what better way to, address this with young people and raise their awareness, provide and teach them some strategies to deal with these kinds of situations that they may encounter. And how to avoid them.
And at such a young age, sometimes you don't realize that that is not a healthy situation.
Right.
People need to be educated. Our teens need to be educated about what's appropriate, because at that age, I think, emotions run high. It's hard to maybe sometimes logically, work through those things. So the prevention team is another great program that the Paddle for Peace supports.
Yeah, there's a lot there when it comes to the teen dating, just the culture also of certain entertainment, the genres of music, the certain things that are it's got a cool beat and it's got this, but listen to the lyrics and it's like degrading to women. It's it's tough because we're but that's kind of on one hand that type of a musician or however you want to call it, they're somewhat put on a pedestal these days. And then the flip side of that is, if you dig into the lyrics, a lot of times it's, negative towards women. That's all it is.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because it's something that it's part of our culture. But
And I think also a big problem that teens face or issue is the use of social media and how, females and young women are portrayed. So, it's really important to reach out to our youth and cultivate a culture of understanding of what healthy relationships and self-image is.
Yeah, definitely.
What better way to do it is, having a positive event that brings people together outside Waterworks Park on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Children are also welcome as long as they're 6 years and older and can swim. But children's registration for the event is only $10. And
$10.
That once again goes towards the Spring of Tampa Bay and the 3 programs that we discussed today. So please come on out and join us. Bridget and I will be conducting the warm-up and leading the group of paddlers out onto the water.
Awesome. Very cool. So that sounds like a fun event, a great day for the family to get out, spend some quality time together away from the screens, the different types of screens that we have, and getting out there and enjoying a beautiful day and supporting a good cause. That's the idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the social media, that's a good point that you brought up, Melissa, with, with the social media, there's so much, peer pressure, and then it's, keeping up with the Joneses type thing. I think it's important for kids, especially, to understand, because, they are dealing with hormones, all these different changes going on with the teen dating. Specifically, I'm speaking to is that, the self-concept, what you think about yourself, the way that you talk about yourself, even, going as far as, positive affirmations about yourself, those types of things. I think that's something that, we should, really, encourage in our young folks.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Positive self-images.
Yeah.
And expect respect is one of those taglines or hashtags that the spring has to deal with that.
Expect respect. I like that.
Expect respect. Yeah. Absolutely. Because we do have to go into the world to protect ourselves and to have a positive self-image. And so what should those expectations be? And as you said, when music's presenting images that are negative, derogatory, exactly, then young women need that affirmation.
Yeah, because it's a very slippery slope. One thing from a firm grasp on the arm is going to be the next week it's going to be something more. Then it's going to be covering up lies to try to not get the person in trouble. I think that's what happens with, in those situations, from time to time.
I also think there's a good connection to exercise, whenever I'm feeling frustrated, I need to go exercise.
Yeah.
Right.
Once I exercise, I feel like a new person. I feel different. I've worked through those emotions.
That's right.
So, our young people also need positive exercise opportunities to develop those exercise habits. Because that's a strategy.
Yeah, we're definitely very passionate about the benefits of exercise on our personal and community well-being and our relationships with others.
We're kind of wrapping up here. What's the websites again for them to check out, for the listeners to view?
So everyone should go to peaceinpurple.org, where they can buy tickets, check out information about the Paddle for Peace this Saturday at Waterworks Park. And then
Good stuff.
And if you want to check us out, go to GasperlaSupInvasion.com.
All right. Awesome. Great stuff today. Get out and support, and please go out there as well and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing, hand it to that person that you see in need. Volunteer at some of these great groups and organizations. Be a force for good in the community, and we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 102.5 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.